Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, businesses evacuated in flooded Derry neighborhood. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Andy Hirschberger.
Well, Sean, we're here on Tinkham Avenue in Derry, and if you want to take a look behind me here, this area is closed. This section of road is closed. It has been for a while because of flood waters. We understand from the fire department and from the assistant fire chief that the amount of rain that we had this morning was just too much for the drainage system to handle, and because of that, the waters rose up to several feet in some places. And there were four businesses in this area that had to shut down, and there were about a dozen people from those businesses that also had to be evacuated. However, there were no injuries. Some actually had to be taken away by boat when the rain simply overwhelmed the drainage system here. Officials say that while early indications are that no water actually got into the buildings, there were several cars that had water up to their headlights. Fire officials say this water probably won't go away for several hours.
Well, we got down here, we noticed that, if you can see behind me, four buildings which are underwater. We had a total of 18 occupants in those four buildings which required rescue. So we called the boat down here. We evacuated 7 with the boat, and the other 8 went self-evacuated. We assisted them.
Now, as we mentioned, there were 4 businesses that had to be shut down at this point. We don't know the extent of the damage, but you look behind me, that road's closed, and it's probably going to be, according to fire officials, closed until the mid-afternoon, maybe longer. So we see a lot of traffic that's coming back down in this direction. Avoid this area. You can't get through. There are some other businesses in this area that got some water in them. They are doing what they have to do to take care of that right now. But as far as this area, it's closed. The people are safe. And the good news is, it looks like the rain, at least for now, is letting up. Reporting live in Derry, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is good news that the rain let up. Right now, the sun is out and it's blue skies and warm, so that is good. National Weather Service sends team to Saugus to survey storm damage. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
One of the big trees that is down here, you see, it just took apart this deck when it came down. The branches here just blanketing the home, maybe some damage to the gutters, but thankfully no significant damage to the roof. But look at this tree. I mean, this looks like a big, healthy tree here, but no match for the winds today as they came through. You look around this neighborhood just across the street here, there are a number of trees down, and you mentioned the National Weather Service. Meteorologists are now on the ground here trying to determine if a tornado blew through or maybe this was just strong winds. So yes, we have seen some spotty damage across some neighborhoods in Saugus today, some big trees down along with some good-sized branches. The damage, though, does not appear to be widespread, but some of these big trees did bring down power lines, knocking out service to several neighborhoods.
I heard a big pop, I saw a big light, and then I looked out the window, I saw flames, and then I saw the tree go down, and I was like, oh my God.
So this is a photo of the small fire that sparked up on Ballard Street when the power lines came down. Tree crews, of course, they've been busy here, hoping to restore that power soon. Take another live look in this neighborhood. This is a meteorologist from the National Weather Service. You see him surveying the damage to this tree, obviously trying to determine if the branches are twisted up here and whether a tornado came through. But they have a couple different neighborhoods that they're visiting right now, just trying to see exactly what came through here. But obviously some significant damage, but thankfully no serious property damage. We're live in Saugus. John Atwater, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Meteorologists from the National Weather Service visited Saugus to survey storm damage Tuesday afternoon. Strong storms knocked down several trees in the community, and the Weather Service sent the survey team to determine the cause. The team began their work around 3:30 p.m. and about 2 hours later announced that the damage was caused by a microburst. Captured. Convicted Maine murderer who escaped from corrections facility found. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Hancock Lumber is not just a business in this area, it's a part of this community.
Camp Sunshine's been connected with Hancock Lumber since the early 90s.
Breaking news, escaped murderer Arnold Nash has been caught.
Well, Nash was taken into custody around 6:45 this morning. He was spotted walking along Route 15 near the Garland-Dover-Foxcroft line. He'd been on the run since Thursday when he walked away from an unsecured unit at the Mountain View Correctional Facility that's just north of Bangor.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is good news. They found him and is captured again. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Tuesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you this evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. CNBC IQ 100 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed flat. Oil closed flat. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and VIX closed in the red and went down. Dow surges about 185 points as later U.S.-China trade bears are not as bad as feared. Stocks rose on Tuesday as the latest tariffs on U.S. and China goods are not as bad as previously feared. Strong gains in tech also lifted the broader market. Senators united that Kavanaugh accusers should be heard, divided on how and where. Senators on both sides of the political aisle seemed to agree Tuesday that the sexual assault allegation from Professor Christina Ford against Judge Brett Kavanaugh ought to be discussed and included at part of the body of information lawmakers will use to inform their vote on Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.